Hi there, you're on Gossip Says channel. Enjoy watching, subscribe and like it. It's growing our community.
Story 1. I slowly destroyed my perfect relationship. Now I hate myself for being so stupid. Me, 20 meters, and my ex, 21F. We're both 15 when we met. Just over 5 years ago now. We were friends for a couple of years before anything happened. We clearly had deeply set feelings for each other for a while. Throw in similar music taste, similar humor, and terrible experiences with other people. And we got together. We got together at the very start of 2022. She gave me quite literally the best, most fulfilling period of my life. Happiness I genuinely never thought I'd feel. And then she left me a month-ish ago. I feel like that context was important to understand the rest of this. No one reading this knew her, but I did. She was in love with me and would have loved me for the rest of my life. She wasn't hard work, most of the time, and she wasn't high maintenance or emotionally draining. She was energetic, bubbly, kind, funny, and absolutely obsessed with showing me how much she loved me. She was gorgeous too, not in like a, I think so cause. She was my partner way. She was the type of girl that turns heads. Small, bright green big eyes, brilliant blonde hair, beautiful figure, white teeth and big lips. And quite honestly, the most unique and special woman I've ever met. Anyway, after a while, I had to accept that she was not coming back. I realized my attempts at getting her back were pathetic. My words were untrue and my motives were selfish. I realized she knew that too. But that's where the real pain started, because everything I ever did wrong came crashing down around me. For me, that was a lot. I was manipulative and at times controlling, and I was so terrified of losing her that I pushed her away. We had some amazing times together, and for the majority of our time together, we were genuinely happy. But the cracks showed, and the more they got pressured, the bigger they became, until she was exhausted. Now, I know your sympathy for me has just fallen straight through the floor. You'll notice as we continue, this isn't written in a sympathetic way, and that's because I'm on your side here too. But that's why this next part was so hard. For the first time in my life, I was forced to take a look at myself and what I'd done. To start with, I straight up didn't trust her. That was valid at first, she agreed, as she had some proving to do. When we were 17, early 2020, we were together for like 3 weeks. She cheated, but that's not important because I told her I'd forgiven her and we were kids. But as time went on, I made different excuses as to why I didn't trust her. Eventually, I got better with that. But when she dealt with that other me for so long, it's impossible to see your situation as anything other than what it's been for such a long time. I was super opinionated and high and mighty about all kinds of stuff too. We spent loads of time with my friends, who became her best friends too, and we basically lived at my house. Shrory too, my 31F husband, 35 meters, of 2 years, probably cheated on me. Am I being gaslit? I'm not sure if I'm being gaslit or if these are simply unfortunate events, and I'm feeling torn about what to do. Here's what's been happening. Porn addiction. Within our marriage, there are 2 significant challenges. First, my husband's ongoing struggle with a porn addiction, which has taken a toll on our intimacy. I pushed for us to seek couples therapy early on to address this issue, but he continues to watch porn semi-regularly. His porn addiction, in addition to his low sex drive, has left me feeling unwanted and unfulfilled. Whenever I bring it up, he becomes extremely defensive, claiming that my questions stress him out and blaming me for the lack of progress. He claims that if I keep asking, the issue won't improve. This reaction leaves me feeling unheard and at a loss. Also, when I address the issue, he says he only went to therapy because I wanted it, and that he was never going to get anything out of it. This all leaves me feeling helpless and invalidated. Suspicious incidents. To make matters more complex, there have been 2 incidents that have seriously tested my trust in our relationship. First incident. While I was away on a work trip, my husband saw a massage therapist in our hometown. He recounted that the therapist touched him inappropriately without any provocation on his part. What baffles me about this incident is that he didn't mention any inappropriate behavior before or after it happened. He also stated that the therapist didn't ask for extra money or make any suggestive comments. Later, he tearfully confessed to cheating on me, but claimed that he hadn't done anything to encourage it. It just happened. I'm left questioning why he would admit to cheating when there was no apparent provocation. Second incident. A couple of years later, a similar situation unfolded. He ordered a massage therapist to our house late at night while I was away, and this therapist attempted to blackmail him. She threatened to call the police and falsely accuse him of inappropriate behavior unless he paid her a large amount of money. The police were called, and once again, his response was, "I'm sorry I keep testing your trust," whilst also maintaining that he didn't have any malintent or do anything to provoke the situation. What makes the second incident even more suspicious is that after the first incident, he typically kept me well informed when he planned to get a massage. We had even fast-timed and said goodnight to each other that night. However, he failed to mention that he was even considering a massage before the incident occurred. Additionally, when discussing it a few weeks later, he claimed that he doesn't know why I trust him. This has only added to my confusion and doubt. I'm truly torn and need help figuring out whether I'm being gaslit or if these are indeed isolated, unfortunate events. I want to trust my husband, but his consistent pattern of behavior is making me question everything. But there's more to it. In our relationship, he frequently shifts blame onto me for things that are not my fault. For example, when he's cooking dinner and leaves to do something else, he's quick to blame me if the food burns. He won't take accountability for allowing it to happen, and instead holds me responsible for just being in the vicinity. I'm feeling utterly lost and need your honest opinions. Am I being gaslit in this relationship? What should I do in this situation? Shori 3. She's rehoming her dog. Help or grab popcorn. So after around half a year of separation, immediately upon discovering evidence of her infidelity, she is dragging her feet on the divorce settlement, and apparently she is having issues taking care of her dog. My ex is a genuinely bad person. I know that now. Part of what tricked me into thinking she wasn't was how dedicated of a dog mom she was before I met her. She's such a good dog mom. I thought she would probably make a decent human mom too. Well, needless to say, I was wrong. She is a horrible mom, passes our son off to her own mom most of the time she is responsible for him, and is more worried about her new love affair, who is a grocery store parking lot attendant 10 years her senior, than she is about the well-being of her son or family, or apparently her dog. Because despite having her blocked on everything personally, she's still social media friends with my mom. And my mom now tells me that she is trying to rehome her dog. She made some kind of post about how her family hates helping with her, and how she's been struggling to take care of it because she's a single mother and works full-time. All these circumstances are the consequence of her own selfish actions. I never much cared for this dog. It's an annoying, anxious yapper and has zero chill. It has conflict with my cat. If I'm not at home for too long, it poops all over my house. It is small enough to be at risk from predators in my area because I live rurally. But my son loves this dog. She is definitely a topic of conversation for him, and he would notice if she was gone. My son's only 3, so I'm not sure how much he would remember of the dog going forward. But I think there would probably be some memory of the dog there in his brain. And then there's the fact that for some reason, I do feel responsible for the dog because it lived in my home for several years. It's not the dog's fault that my wife decided to take a sledgehammer to our marriage, and part of me would feel guilty if I let it go to a shelter and get euthanized. She hasn't asked me to take the dog, probably because she thinks I wouldn't or is too proud to ask. I might though. What do y'all think? Is the move F*** her and F*** her dog too? Do I try to use the dog as a bargaining chip to get the terms I want in the divorce? Do I take the dogs so my son can have a relationship with a dog growing up? The dog seemed like such a big part of my CTBX's personality before we met. It was how she spent like most of her time, it seemed. She even had little outfits for her dog she would dress it up in. We kind of stopped doing that after our son was born. Part of me worries that without the dog, she could go completely off the rails, even more so than she is now. Also, part of me worries that if she's willing to give up the dog, she might be about to soon completely abandon her son. Because this is not an exaggeration. She seemed like she loved her dog way more than she ever seemed like she loved being a mom. Eventually, she will move out of her parents' house, and I would theoretically be able to pass the dog back at that time back to her and out of my space. Maybe the prospect of not completely losing the dog forever could help motivate her to keep her shit together. Which would be good for my son, maybe. Independent of the circumstances surrounding my separation with her owner, the beast has formed a bond with me and with my son, and it would feel a bit like violating this ancient contract betwixt man and beast to leave her to the cold, harsh world because her owner is too selfish to care what happens to her. Story 4. My 32F. Husband, 32M, cheated on me on a work trip, and I have since found out he has cheated on me on other occasions. We got married young and moved abroad and have enjoyed an amazing life over the last 10 years. Truly amazing. We've achieved so much and have, for the most part, been incredibly happy. We've achieved success in many areas, and our relationship has always been the one that friends have been envious of. My husband is attractive, smart, funny, great job, kind and loving. He has struggled with alcohol in the past, going out a lot, not being able to stop drinking when he starts, last to leave a party, bit of a hazard at times. It always hurt me as I felt like I wasn't a priority in those moments. When he was 4 drinks down, he couldn't see anything else except wanting to continue partying. Many a 5-ammer or even much later, the next day would he stroll in, apologize, realize how he messed up. I often don't get any contact whilst he's out, and I've either not gone out or left earlier. I love to go out, but I've always been able to control myself, have a good time but know when to call it. But in saying that, he has always been incredibly good to me, supportive in different ways, and we are like best friends. He hardly ever goes away for work, but he just got back from a week away for a conference abroad with thousands of people from all over the world. From different companies, etc. He had stopped drinking for 2 months before. Proceeds to call me every night, sounds fine. Expressed how he's enjoyed not being hungover and meeting influential and interesting people, etc. Arrives home. Immediately, I know something has gone very wrong. He has this look and this way about him, and my intuition is always right. Then we go through 3 days of trickle truth from him. Basically, torture for me. Turns out, he drank most nights, although only 3 drinks per night. He partied until 3 a.m. every single night. He lied about both of these things to me while on the phone whilst he was there. Anyway, not a huge deal, but I hate that he lied. I always find it extremely weak when people just lie and can't face actually being honest. We all know it's hard, but grow the cup. Something is still up. He then tells me he felt so free, loved meeting new people. Started thinking hard about our relationship whilst there. This is a massive shock. We have always generally been so good, and he is so good to me in so many ways. I was floored hearing this, totally out of the blue. He then tells me he kissed a girl, twice, whilst sober, worse that he wasn't drunk actually. He met her on the one night, and then the second night, they kissed twice and went to a club to dance together. I'm shattered, devastated, basically have a breakdown. Anyway, he says he's so sad, wants to make it work, doesn't know what came over him. This whole time, you have to understand. I feel like this person is actually a total stranger. I don't recognize him. The things that came out of his mouth were foreign to me. He seemed so cold and just awful. Fast forward 2 more days. No talking, I need space. He's not being as remorseful as you'd expect. I can still see something is being withheld. I beg him to put me out of my misery and just tell the truth. Beg, hands and knees, ugly tears, because I know he is lying. He then told me this morning that he has cheated on me 2 other times. Once about 4 years ago on a work trip to Birmingham. Supposed kiss at a bar. Then another time on a stag. Also supposedly just a kiss. I don't think he slept with them. When he said he didn't, I could tell on his face that he was probably telling the truth there. I'm devastated, he's devastated. I can't bear to look him in the face. He has trickle-truthed me to no end, and I can't bear to know if there is more. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't think I can take it. I feel sorry for him. He is in pieces. But how do I ever move on? We were always special, happy, had an incredibly tight and very affectionate and close bond. We always joked how we actually feel like the same person. He was everything to me, and I thought I was to him. The close friends I have told are in utter shock. Last person they expected this from. My question is, what do I do in this situation? Do I stay and somehow try make it work, or is the damage and the lies just all too much to move forward?